Alright, the P organ. We can finally look at this thing. The P organ, or porgan. Your porgan, by the way, is your bladder. It's got different phases. You put in different passives under a main node, then the main node becomes activated. Get several main nodes, and you can progress through the phases. So what I'm looking for is basically sustainability, block, and big attacks. So charge attacks, crits, Fable arts, that sort of stuff. We're also going to pick up bonus ergo. The more ergo we get, the more stats we get, and we can pad stats to improve our chances over time. Everyone likes the link dodge. I'm going to not get it. We're going to be more like a tree stump that you just can't knock over. Last P is good at making enemy variations. They put new weapons or new bits and features on enemies. Different versions that make you think about what you're fighting. A lot of enemies love to feign the end of a string. You think that they're done, but they're not. They bait you like this a lot in this game. You got to get used to what it looks like when the enemy actually stops attacking. So for example, when he's holding this wheel thing, he doesn't actually put it back, he just brings it up. When he puts it on his back, his string is actually done. Here's another variation. It's the same moveset as the butler robots, but it's slower. They have a lot more poise, so you have to consider the fact that you're not going to have the same openings. Okay, most likely poison, and we got a big old robot guy here. So we see a new status effect, so what we do is we check the guide. There's guide info on all the conditions or status effects in the game. And we got this big boy. Oh my goodness. He attacks really slow, but he hits really hard. We have a new condition. Shock. His attacks are so delayed it's hard to dodge. We've done almost no damage to this guy, and we're getting shocked and corrupted and everything, so I think it's time to just leave this guy. We're going to reset and try again. This is why it's nice to have a bunch of items on you, so we can try this guy multiple times. We're not running out of ampoules or anything. This does not look good. We can block it and get less shock, but it's still a fair amount. We'll come back to that guy. Alright, here's someone else who's new. We got a shield Pushy Boi, so this is definitely a guy you gotta get behind. Even when I attack him when he's not guarding, my weapon bounces off his shields. Even my Fable arts bounce off of him. Gotta get pretty far behind him. We're getting him slowly. There he goes. Let's try this guy again. You can kind of sit in his feet. It's just so much damage, and you get shocked. He seems to be pretty vulnerable to electric damage, though. He had a pretty much instant affliction. Don't hit his balls, you'll bounce right off. I mean, we're just not getting anywhere with this guy. We're less than a fourth of life gone. I'm running out of heals, I'm burning my materials. It's just not looking good. We're basically at half life, but it's just still sketchy. We're not going to beat it this time. We are out of heals. We just got poisoned again. Oh, we did get a stagger, though. Oh my gosh, how bad is that? We did better. We're down to 1/3 roughly, maybe 1/4, but it's still not there yet. This guy's interesting. We got Shovel Boy here. He is setting everything on fire. By everything, I mean me. We should have used our absolute defense there, but we forgot about it, of course. Okay, let's try this guy again. There's this wombo combo here. You get hit 4 times, and it puts on heat, so it's like half your life, plus you get fire on you. You want to keep your health topped off. If my health was full, then I could survive that combo. Let's go again. He's not mechanically that difficult, really. I mean, he's slow. He has very well telegraphed attacks. You can block everything pretty effectively here. It's just that he's got a lot of health, and if he gets you in that one flurry of attacks, then you're in big trouble. Let's try this guy again. That guy has just got my number. Let's try it yet again. Got the crit at least this time. Nope. Look at this guy. He is large and in charge. So, upon reviewing the footage, I actually forgot to come back and kill the big robot. So, that's my bad. This guy's like less exploitable than Mad Donkey. Can't get easy backstabs on this guy. He's just going for it.
I can't tell what's blood and what's oil.
We're not doing well. All we're doing is letting him hit us like 4 times. Then we take 1 trade. Remember that when you crit an enemy, typically, usually like medium or small-bodied enemies, when they're getting up, they've got a lot of iframes. So don't just walk up to them and immediately use an attack. You gotta wait a little bit. This is another Souls classic. You get like iframes when you're on the ground and you're getting up. It's roughly halfway through the animation that they can then take more damage. I think the same applies for you as well. Got one of these fire robots again. 2 pulse cells will give them the electric status. Their red attacks are actually pretty easy to avoid. You can just run around them and it misses you. And this is why you want to try to keep your health topped off against wombo combo enemies, because you can survive the full volley of attacks. Alright, we got Fire Robot Boy here. His nuts are on fire. You can sidestep this charging red attack pretty easily. So obviously we're not going to win here, so don't worry about using items to keep yourself in the fight. We're just playing it kind of slow and simple to just look at what he's doing and get a feel for the boss. This is what I tend to do on new bosses. We miss our stagger. Here, I don't know what he's doing, I just run away. But part of the fire got me anyway. And I'm not even going to bother to take the fire off because, you know, we're not going to win, and that's okay. We haven't even seen phase 2 yet, and we have no heals. We use our special guard skill, but we don't need to do that. We can just run to the side. His right arm hits so hard that it's sometimes not good to block it. It's just too big of a hit. We were somehow able to dodge this. I'm not exactly sure how that happened. There again, we missed stagger. He's got a lot of moves that make him move pretty quickly, even though he's as big and heavy as he is. We keep taking the bait a lot, so he has like these slow attacks, and there's like a feigned opening pretty frequently, and we do an attack, and then he follows up real quick. We run again because he's dumping his load on the floor, and you can't really see it. Like if you see him in the front, you see him like open that fire nuts gate, but I could see he's doing something different, so I just ran away. We've got a pretty good sense of the boss. We can sidestep this charge attack. Don't get guard broke by that. You get tapped again real quick. When he spins around, you're better off not blocking that. Just walk away from him. Not a great attempt given our previous 2 attempts. We should be doing a little bit better right now. Many of his attacks and strings just hit really hard with that right hand, and we figure out we're better off just kind of moving around him instead of trying to block things. If he kicks you, he always follows up with that red attack. We have the ability on the sword to block it. We just have to actually use it. Something else to note is when he does these big, heavy hand attacks, when you block it, it pushes you back. So you're actually burning time where you could attack. Another missed stagger because he's in some long string, unfortunately. You can see the shape of that attack. It's like a star shape. It has like several lines of fire that go out. Now he starts moving and grooving. He's got his gun online. We can also run to the right on that red attack as well. Another good use of our guard skill. I just can't land that stagger. Pretty vulnerable to the electric grenades, only 2 for the status effect. The pipes get broken by his attacks, but not his ranged attacks. Now, because we're a little closer to beating him, I'm going to start using amples. Super close. We were out of Fable energy. We couldn't use the guard. Alright, just gotta execute a little bit better. We'll push it over the edge for the win. I walked into the fire on accident. We just can't seem to land a stagger on this guy. Decided to keep a Fable energy in my reserve for the guard skill. There we go, finally we got a stagger. We do a half a decent punish. Looking pretty good. A few more hits, got another heal in the bank. There he goes. Pretty standard situation for the boss. The key aspects here are get away from the flame attack and respect the right arm. After a few execution issues were cleaned up, we beat the boss.